Greetings, and welcome back to the MCOC Encyclopedia. I have had Knull at rank 3 for quite some time, and I have been wanting to show him off. So let's do it! Unfortunately for me, my Knull is natural SIG 80, which I'm not overly happy about, but never mind. And I want to start this video off by dispelling the myth that Knull only works in large health pools. Will we be showing him in large health pools? Of course we will. He does really well there. But he can also work in smaller ones. The way Knull works is you build up Living Abyss debuffs on the opponent. These come off your medium attacks and your heavy. There are 3 hits on the heavy and both of your mediums. All of these 5 attacks have a 75% chance to place one of these debuffs, and the 5 hits of your special one also do as well. You then get your Corruption, which comes from the special 1 or your special 3, and this turns all of the Living Abyss debuffs into armor breaks. And those are big armor breaks. A moment ago, he was at 61% health, and he's dead from 61% in 4 seconds. All we did was special 1, special 2. Was that some big fight where we had to spend ages ramping up? No. We went special 1, special 2. Now, this is Abyss Iron Man Infinity War, and we are going to ramp up a bit further here. The Corruption that comes from Knull's special 3 lasts longer than the one that comes from his special 1, and it also triggers straight away. Knull's Living Abyss also strips off armor up buffs, but not passives off the opponent. So Iron Man here will be keeping his passives, but the buff that Labyrinth gives him, well, we're not going to see that very much. And this is actually fantastic utility, because it's not a nullify, it's not a stagger, it's just a remove, which means it works against champions like Red Skull, who are immune to such effects. So he's very good for that. Now, Knull's Living Abyss debuffs, as per standard, stack up to 99. How far his armor breaks stack up, I don't honestly know. I was discussing it with some other people, and the best estimate we got was about 297, but I've never had anything survive past 120. So now we're going to go for our special 3, we get our nice long Corruption. That ramp up took 1 minute and 6 seconds. Now look at the huge chunks coming out of Iron Man's health bar. 1 minute and 6 seconds for a ramp up is not bad when the results coming out of it are 50k light crits and 50k medium crits. The burst damage that comes off his light, or all of his sword attacks, which will be his special 2 and so on, they're instant bleed damage, so he's less effective against bleed immune champions. But this special 2, that was 20% damage cap on the end, by the way, 20% of Iron Man's health, and this guy has 2.3 million health. So 20%, that one special 2 would have dropped a Realm of Legends boss. We're only at 60 armor breaks. They just go up and up and up. Now, unfortunately here we get tagged, but Knull has a few more tricks up his sleeve. We're going to Adrenaline Heal, up to 69% health. Nice. And, well, when you try and put new Living Abyss debuffs on the opponents, you can actually gain some quite serious regen and degen damage, and we're back up to 89% health. And that entire fight was 2 minutes 4 seconds. Now, we do have some support synergies, we do have the recoil masteries, but I managed to do that fight without any of that in 2 minutes 34. So he likes them, but nothing here is particularly game-changing. This is Abyss Invisible Woman. She has 2.1 million health, though her shield that keeps going around is 210,000 health by itself. So this was a pretty good place to see what happens if we ramp Knull up to max. So he's got 99 armor breaks, and they will go further, but we are doing 80k medium attacks. 80k! That is ludicrous. That shield she has is gone in one combo, pretty much. It was 200,000 damage in a combo. So unfortunately she's got invisible here now, so we get rid of the invisibility. Our Corruption is running out, but we can pause it by using our sword attacks. And that was 30% off that invisible woman in one special 2 and a couple more hits. It was 4 minutes 9 to ramp up and 45 seconds to end the fight. Just insanity damage. Whilst the opponent is corrupt as well, they also gain less power, which means you can just backdraft 3 hits with your sword attacks for huge amounts of damage in relative safety. This is 8.3.2. We bully the Superior Iron Man quite a lot on this channel because it's a special 2 boost pass, it's quite funny. But again, I want to dispel the myth that Knull only works in those massive health pools. This is standard 8.3 health pools. We went for our special 1, and now we're going to go for our special 2. For all of you Hercules players out here, that's all you do with him as well. But the damage we get here is just absolutely phenomenal. Bang! 126k there. We don't even see what the bleed proc was. 40 seconds for an Act 8 fight. Perfectly respectable. This is 8.2.3, and this path is more just for fun. So whenever you steal the weapon off the opponent, you gain a prowess every time you put a debuff on the opponent. And I hope you can see where this is going. I would argue that perhaps Knull is one of, if not the king of debuffs in the entire game. If you just need a lot of debuffs on the opponent, he is a phenomenal option. That was a pretty good special one, but I think we can do a bit better. So all of those Living Abyss now become armor breaks, and we're going to drop a special one again. Oh, that was 600k off the first 2 hit, 3 more 300ks. Ridiculous amount of damage, but that was just for fun. This is 8.4 point something, I don't know. I chose a path. Knull is just so flexible. We've got class disadvantage here. I don't really care. If we get hit, I think we're going to take a lot of damage. Can't remember the nodes. But no, we're just going to go special 1, special 2. Evade that because it removes something. I think that's the bob and weave crit chance, so he gets guaranteed crits unless we evade or parry. I think he's also got aggression cruelty, so those are going to really hurt, and so on. Now, if you have a max ramp Knull, or max sig Knull, sorry, you will start with more Living Abyss debuffs, which is great, and speeds up your ramp by maybe a heavy. I've also seen a lot of people say that he needs to be awakened. He just doesn't. You get that unblockable and the unstoppable when the opponent gets corrupted at Sig 1, and then you just get more Living Abyss debuffs to start with. But even an unduped Knull has all of this damage and all of this utility. He is a fantastic champion. So, there we have it. A quick look at this Phenome-KNULL champion. Great for a lot of content, short, medium or long, and can work just fine unawakened. You might have to throw 1 extra heavy attack, or you could spend 100 sig stones. Up to you. If you have any questions, please do leave them in the comments down below, and consider joining the Discord server linked in the description. A great place to get specific advice, make suggestions for future video topics, and while I'm awake, I do my best to be there as much as possible. Thank you, and I will see you next time.